Danite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution. What up?
Hello! Long time no talkie.
Welcome back.
Sorry for the long hiatus, folks.
Yeah, we're
Assuming anyone
very
comes
sorry.
back to listen.
Yeah, I can't believe we managed to betray freaking 40 followers, dude.
I know, dude.
And one or two diligent listeners.
For sure. Did we only have 40?
I don't know. I think it's 70.
Oh. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I can check real quick.
Yeah, sorry, folks. It's like we've told some of our fans we've been doing battle with Satan. And we're finally recovering.
Is that what we told some of our fans?
Oh, that's what I told them.
66 current subscribers.
I told one really tall fan and one kind of short fan that.
Well, that's what happened. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
That's right, bro.
But we're back. Yeah. We're going to try and be more diligent. Weekly content again.
Yep. I'm not going to try. We're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. I even had like some new segments thought up, but then I forgot my little local newspaper.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
I had a segment called Why We Don't Need Local Politicians. This one was, the story I was going to read was about the mayor of Payson declaring national or local tree day. He wasn't even planting trees. He was just declaring that Payson loves trees. I don't know.
Oh,
dude.
My gosh.
It's brutal.
Well, he was looking for something to do. Is
we
what he
don't
was doing.
need these people. They do nothing for your life. I promise. They do nothing. They do nothing.
Here's the thing about those local politicians in Payson.
What's that?
In a bigger city, they'd call those like block captain.
Possibly, yeah.
That's what the population equivalency is.
Barack Obama was a block captain, wasn't he?
Oh, maybe.
Isn't that what a local organizer is? Is like a block captain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that guy in F is for Family. Rosie. He gets
Bill
or
Blair.
no, what does he get elected as? I can't remember.
Dude.
But it's like a local politician in a big city.
Have you seen the Joe Rogan episode with Ari Shaffir? Is it Ari, the crazy guy that gives Bert Kreischer Molly on the podcast?
Seems like it.
Anyways, he says Ari was high on
Something.
I think like acid or one of those hallucinogenics that they love over there, you know? And he's like, sometimes you meet with these entities, which always makes me nervous about the hallucinogenics, meeting with entities that are telling you cosmic truths, you know?
Yeah, man, come on.
Yeah, but he said, yeah, and you just know this truth and you can't express it when you're sober, right? You just know the truth of something, but you can't express it. And he talks about that for a minute, and then he says, so I met one of these entities last time I was high on acid, and he told me to tell Joe Rogan Eminem's the realest MC out there. It was brutal, bro.
That's hilarious. That is very funny.
I tend to agree. Maybe he is. Tom McDonald would disagree. You hear they've been beefing, dude?
No.
I can't
keep track of all that.
Right on. What's on your mind today, Shadow?
Freaking nothing, dude. I could have used another 40 minutes of sleep and You woke me up.
Sorry, bro. I woke you up a half an hour late. Sorry, bro.
Oh, take your movie too.
My forgiveness. Or my apologies. Did you watch this?
Yeah, I did. It is. Golden sending us videos.
Of what?
I don't know.
Oh, TikToks?
I don't know. Jokes. You're gonna watch it right now?
No.
Oh.
What?
Damn.
What'd you think? The Departed is the movie that Shadow just handed me.
Oh, it's dope, dude.
I know.
It's dope.
It's the best show ever. Not really, but it's dope.
It might be
Cranberry juice. What, you got your period?
It might be one of old Leo's best movies, though. Maybe. He's actually in a surprising number of good movies.
He's a dope actor, dude. He's a crazy person, but a dope actor.
We were, I was chilling in this hot tub with our big buddy and a couple other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And they made this joke about wanting to see The Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, come on, man. We already know what happens. He does some brave stuff in the Arctic and then, survives. It's
Is
a Leonardo.
the Revenant in the Arctic?
I don't know where it is. I think it's
the
on
Old
an
West,
Indian reservation thing. Yeah, something like that.
Indian reservation. It's like he's a mountain man.
Okay.
Before the reservations were.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That might be true. I don't know that much about it. This is the point of this story. Is I know nothing about it.
Continue.
And I'm like, besides, it's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. He probably survives. And then Kanai was like, yeah, they never kill Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was like, actually, we started thinking, dude, he dies in a lot of movies.
Yeah, dude.
Did you know?
He's known for his dying.
Is he really?
No.
Oh, he's known for his dying the same way the largest maverick is in Dubai.
Yeah, because I made it up in my head.
Talking to you, cousin dearest.
So, dude, I had something else too. I can't remember what.
Oh, was it you want me to watch more Guy Ritchie movies?
No.
I'm assuming The Departed is Guy Ritchie.
It was before the movie came up. No, I don't think it is Guy Ritchie.
I just assumed that because you said it was dope, it was
Martin
Guy
Scorsese.
Oh.
It's
It's
not in the
I don't
vein
know.
of.
I'm saying it's a Guy Ritchie.
It's not
movie before I
even
knew it was
familiar
Martin Scorsese.
to a Guy Ritchie movie, but
That's my next project, though. You told me. I don't know what you're gonna
start
say.
chopping down those Guy Ritchie movies, bro. I don't either. So, I don't know. I don't know why I feel like I have to talk about this, and I hate that I feel like I have to talk about it. But
Here we go.
this thing with Israel, bro, is so brutal, dude.
Oh, we're getting into it.
I don't know.
Israel Palestine.
I don't know how you can conflate the two. How is Hamas the moral equivalent to Israel? And the only arguments you ever hear from, well, I don't know if you can call John Oliver a leftist thinker, but John Oliver's argument I've heard repeated several times that the Israeli reaction is disproportionate to the Hamas's reaction. And it's like, okay, if I walk up to Chuck Liddell and punch him in the stomach, do I have a right to lose my mind when he beats the crap out of me because he's a professional fighter? Or should I just not pick fights with professional fighters?
Well, some would argue that the American militia picked a fight with a professional fighter.
Sure. I'm not saying they can't win, but if you don't want... But they knew the consequences.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
didn't complain when they got... When they got killed.
When Americans started dying?
Yeah. They were like, well, this is how it's going to be. We are fighting a much more superior force. And they recognized they were fighting a wicked force, right?
Sure.
And Hamas is supposedly fighting a wicked force, but they're not, like proportionality in war does not make you does not give you the moral high ground. Just because you're losing doesn't make you right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, and I'm sure this is going to be a hard argument because a lot of leftists disagree with this too. But we dropped nukes on Japan, bro. So does that all of a sudden make us in the wrong? After reading part of the rape of Nanking, would you say that made us in the wrong in World War II? Because we killed more people in one shot? In one fell swoop?
That makes it sound like we actually didn't. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
We actually didn't what?
That the rape of Nanking, even though it was over a period of 7 weeks, more people died than in Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
I didn't know that.
That's
But either way.
That's crazy,
either way,
dude.
okay. We killed far more Japanese people
In one day, though, for sure.
on the mainland Japan than they ever killed here.
That's true.
Right?
Was
So
that,
are we morally wrong in World War II? We killed more Germans.
And was that a proportional response to
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor? Like, yeah, I get it. The Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. We didn't have to start killing Nazis for it.
Yeah. Or building nuclear bombs that killed, what was it, hundreds of thousands of people in one fell swoop?
Yeah.
You know? Or two fell swoops?
Yeah.
You know?
Don't miss the satire there. I support killing the Nazis in World War II.
Right.
But
And that's the thing. Who
decides what's an appropriate,
No.
proportionate response?
Let's go back to World War II geopolitics. Let's say Israel already exists and Hamas exists as well. What side do you think Hamas is going to take in World War II? Who do you think the Nazis are going to support in World War II? You have to think about that.
No, I'm thinking it's a good point.
I mean,
I'm trying to think about how to respond without being like,
duh. If you if you're thinking to yourself, but that was 100 years ago, it would never be like that. And it wasn't 100, I know. It was an exaggeration on my part. It was
80. It was
80 years
100.
ago. It was 80 years ago. You can't even make the comparison. Okay.
And it was 90 years ago
Let's
if you
look
start
at
with the invasion
current
of mainland China.
genocidal regimes and what side they're taking in this conflict. Because have you heard China's statement on the Israeli-Palestinian
I can only
conflict?
imagine. Should I look it up?
No. Let the folks look it up. But they're look up China Uncensored's video on what China says about the Palestinian-Iranian conflict, and shockingly, they're saying, "Can you believe the U.S. and Israel are together perpetuating a genocide on Muslims?"
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
And if you're on the side of, if you think the Palestinians is somehow right and China's taking the side of Palestine, you should definitely relook at what you're thinking.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
dude!
Yeah, and they're painting themselves as the saviors of Muslims. We'll negotiate a peace deal between Palestine and Israel. We're the best friends of Muslims in the Middle East. Just not the million in our own country that are in camps.
Oh my gosh, the irony! Oh my
brutal,
gosh!
bro. Brutal. Dude, that is exactly how the Soviet government spoke in the Gulag Archipelago, bro. Like, that is like...
Verbatim.
Yeah, it's brutal, bro.
And in like
the hypocrisy and the lying is like, oh my gosh.
and in World War II, weren't they saying stuff like that? Like, oh yeah, we support Jews everywhere.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Can you believe these fascists have a bunch of people in camps?
And it's like, can you
Knocking
believe they
them away.
invaded Poland? It's
like-
like, you lock Poles up.
hey, Red Army, thanks for saving all those Jews out of camps. Now, get in this camp over here, would you? You know?
Let
They
us show
put their
you
own
what slavery
soldiers
looks
in
like.
camp.
Let us show you an effective way to run a concentration camp.
Brutal, bro.
Let's face it, the Russians ran a much better concentration camp than the Nazis did.
As far as what? I don't understand. What are you
I don't know. They
stipulating it as?
just I don't know. Just got more done there. More labor done.
Yeah. Agreed. I think as far as slave labor goes, China takes the cake on.
Oh, yeah, that's
slave
for
camps,
sure.
for
They're
sure.
genius
Yeah.
with their slave camps.
And have you heard that? I don't know who it is, but there's a guy. He's going to start coming after Nike, exposing their Nike and Coke,
Oh,
exposing their You know? Dude, if you're still wearing Nike in this day, like, you're crazy, dude. Between the LeBron James taking the side of China over Hong Kong because his Nike overlords tell him to, and the slave labor that they're probably using in Xinjiang. I think it's Xinjiang. Xinjiang province is where the camps are. And you're still wearing Nike? What are you doing? You know?
I actually bought my first pair of Adidas cleats since I was in high school.
Nice, bro.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Smooth. Yeah.
I'm phasing it out. I'm phasing Nike out.
Nice.
As I wear out my current stuff, I don't buy
Sure. Sure. My wife actually looks super good in Nike shirts. Like,
I think
they were my favorite to buy for her, but
I think most people do, dude.
I won't even buy them from Ross anymore, dude. I can't do it.
It bothers you?
Yeah, I
get that.
Dude.
I get that. So yeah, down with Nike. We're gonna get censored for saying that, bro.
I'm not scared. I doubt it. If we mattered, we would.
Yeah, you're right though.
If the YouTube censors could get through an episode of this boring podcast, we might.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They quit listening 10 minutes ago, bro.
Oh, Israel Palestine. We got off topic.
So there never has been a Palestinian state where Israel is. There's been 3 states where Israel is. All 3 have been Jewish. The one was destroyed in 50 BC. The other was destroyed 70 years after the death of Christ. And the third one is today. Before the one that is today, that land was owned by Britain as a result of World War I believe.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And but there's never been a Palestinian state. There's like, I don't know. There's a bunch of Palestinians in Jordan who live in refugee camps because they're not allowed to enter society in Jordan. You know, there's way more in Jordan than there are in Palestine, supposedly. And the Palestinians were offered a state. Israel's like, yeah, we don't want to. Here's your 2-state solution. Sure. If you don't want to be part of the freest society in the Middle East, okay, whatever you got to do. You can have your own state. And Hamas every time has said no. Because the point is not to get a 2-state solution. The point is to destroy Israel and to paint them as the bad guy while you're doing it. And if your opinion of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict matches that of China, you should definitely be looking at your position on things because China's not great. China is the police state that Black Lives Matter seems to be protesting in the U.S.
Yeah.
And another thing Dennis Prager brought up was anytime a police state has fought a free state, the police state has started it. So anytime a free state like Israel fights a police state like the West Bank or Gaza, it's because the police state in Gaza and the West Bank starts it. They're not a free society like Israel is. And then anytime in history that 2 countries have fought, it's always either been a police state and a police state or a free state and a police state. Never 2 free states fight each other.
Interesting. That's an interesting point. I've never thought of that before.
And I get it. Civilians are dying, but civilians are dying on both sides. Yes, Israel is better equipped with the Iron Dome that they can protect themselves, but that doesn't change that. What is Israel supposed to do? And you can argue all you want that Israel doesn't have a right to be a state or they didn't have a right to become a state, which I disagree with, but they are a state now. if we're going off of stolen land is the reason why you can't be a state, then not a country on earth should be a state, because it's all been stolen from the land, so from the people before them. And yes, the U.S. stole some land from the Indians. Sure. A lot of land. Sure.
Millions and
But they
millions
also
of
stole it
acres.
from Mexico, England, France, bought it from France. But guess who the Indians stole it from before that? Well, they're Indians.
How dare you?
People
How
act like,
dare you say that?
Conquest is exclusively a white thing when it's like, yeah, I mean, the Mongols never conquered anything, The greatest empire or the largest and most successful empire to ever live is not white,
No.
it's Asian.
Genghis Khan was bad to
Right?
the bone, dude.
That guy wasn't like, oh yeah, we'll just conquer these people. No, if you fought him, he wiped you out, dude. He took you down.
Yeah.
Killed every man, woman, and child.
Yeah. But let's face it, that's the human way, very. And I get it. Maybe that is wrong. That conquest has been the story of human history for thousands of years. Maybe that's wrong for me to just accept that, and maybe it's wrong that maybe conquest itself is wrong. We can look forward instead of start playing. We need to correct the mistakes of the past tit for tat, because we'll go back forever and it will never end. But if we just move forward and move off it, that's one thing.
I also don't. I don't know. This is super unpopular opinions on my part. It sounds pretty
Is it going to be that
imperialistic of me?
that
But
you don't think conquest is wrong?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was a qualifier.
I mean, look how
understand that
much
perfectly.
better. And I get it. There's a lot of problems on Indian reservations, but in general, look how much better the world is because the U.S. became the U.S. Look how much better India is because England conquered it. India was like,
And look how much better India is after they had to kick England out.
yeah, yeah, exactly. India was like, they did things like when a husband died, they threw the widow on the funeral pyre until England came and said, no, you don't. What are you doing? Are you kidding me? No.
We own here.
No,
you don't do
bad,
that.
Bad. So
Sure.
sure, people died when England took over. England got loaded off of taking over the spice trade through India, but India's a free country now, and they have Judeo-Christian values without being a Judeo-Christian society because England taught them, hey, we don't do stuff like that. What are you doing?
And as a result of, this will be super unpopular, but as a result of English opinion, they have one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century lived there.
That being
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Sadhguru's going to take him over. I love that guy.
I'm positive he will, bro.
I love that guy.
For those of you that doesn't notice, I just rolled my eyes when I told Rocky I'm positive he will. Because you couldn't see it. Y'all couldn't see it.
Sadhguru is the man. Makes
Sure.
Gandhi look like a chump.
Sure.
A bald, skinny chump.
Regardless of that. Regardless of Sadhguru's future legacy. Look up Sadhguru. He's dope. Without England, you got no Gandhi.
For sure. I mean,
He was educated there.
sure.
He was heavily influenced by Western thought. Most of his civil disobedience and peaceful protest was
I'm
derived from the teachings of Henry David Thoreau,
thoroughly
an
convinced
American thinker.
that despite the evils of the British Empire, they were God's tool in bringing about the kingdom of God on earth.
Oh, for sure.
With
A scalpel is a tool that a
what are
surgeon
they?
uses
What are
to
the
cut with
non-Jews?
precision.
What are non-Jews called?
Gentiles.
The Gentiles spoke of in the Book of Mormon, I bet are 80% the Brits.
Also, it was people of British descent who
Look at what Britain did.
accepted the restoration of the gospel.
Britain took over Hong Kong and not China. And now look at it. Which one's a free society, sort of? I mean, China's kind of taken Hong Kong back, so they're about to put up the digital wall of China. But
I'm pretty sure the most celebrated national holiday worldwide is independence from Britain.
yeah,
That's cool to me.
sure.
Britain's had a huge impact on the entire world. Some of it bad, but I think overall most of it's good.
Sure.
Hard times are not a bad thing usually.
Yep. Yeah. It's so yeah, you need to look at the societies you're dealing with when judging conflict zones. And everyone's like, you have to go there. You have to go. I really don't. Israel is sprawling. Israel does business with the entire world. Israel is not backed by Iran. Israel does not stone gays. Israel does not. Israel lets women drive. Israel lets women carry M16s to protect themselves from terrorists.
Also, why would you go there? It's like an active war zone.
It's scary. But they
Oh, that'll be an unpopular joke.
I don't get, why do dang you, derailing my ADD brain.
You don't get why
You don't have to go there.
Yeah.
And the people saying that have never been there either. That's the best part. And then, look, Israel is a free and good society, and I'm sure there are great people in Palestine, but they are under a tyrannical regime, being Hamas, at least in the West Bank. I know that the Strip is ran by somebody else.
Let's clarify what Hamas is, because I was under the impression it was an organization within Palestine that like it was not related to the Palestinian government. Am I wrong there?
No. The West Bank is entirely controlled by Hamas. They were voted in, like most tyrants are voted in, and then Gaza is ran by somebody else, and I can't remember who it is. But the West Bank is the one giving Israel all the problems, and the West Bank is the one getting.
I knew that.
And because they are politically ran by Hamas. Hamas is.
So it's a political party, based more or less.
The same way that Antifa is a political party.
Okay.
Yes. They are just basically a violent terrorist group who took over a portion of Seattle.
Maybe a little bit more organized than Antifa.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a guy on top, but I'm not convinced that Antifa doesn't have a guy on top. Somebody is putting bricks out in these cities.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I think we've talked about this.
There's no, yeah. They act like, oh, we're just a grassroots organization and a bunch of people came together. Okay. First of all,
that's the easiest kind of organization to control. Come
all
on,
you
fools.
mentally ill people in this organization have to be led by somebody because you just kill each other in the first,
Yeah.
And a leader always arises. There's always a strong personality that can take over a vacuum of anarchy.
This one's just real rich and conniving like.
Yeah, he's a smart fella.
We don't speak his name because we don't want to get canceled.
We don't know his name.
I know, he just sounded real weird. I'm not convinced it's not George Soros, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely the money behind it. But he can separate himself. I'm sure he buys the bricks. And I don't even know if he buys the bricks. I just think he raises the money among his rich friends.
He doesn't buy it with his money, bro. Yeah. Come on, man.
I'm sure he donates some. But
come on, man. He's trying to stay rich.
Look, man, if you're taking sides in geopolitics and you find yourself on the side of China, rethink that.
Take a hard look.
And maybe you're still right, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah, especially we're the friend of Muslims in the Middle East. That's the craziest.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, amazing. And if these Muslim countries are buying it, oh boy. I haven't heard anything like, oh yeah, you are our friend, you know. But I mean, they're taking money from the Belt and Road Initiative from China, which, you know, is crazy to me. But at the same time, if you think the U.S. is the great Satan, then you're looking for the antithesis to the U.S. That's going to be China, you know.
Yeah. It'd be best if the Chinese people just rebelled against the government. For me. Then I'm not going to end up in a war with China one day.
They're pretty...
I'm still cannon fodder for the draft.
I think they're pretty brainwashed, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't think.
People in totalitarian regimes usually are.
I have lots of Russian friends due to
Kyokushin.
Yeah, karate, because they love karate over there. But there was a comedian that said, have you ever met a Russian? Beautiful blue eyes, but no soul, because of 100 years without religion. Made me laugh.
Heaven help us, dude.
Yeah, so.
Who was it?
I can't remember, dude. It was like on a...
Seems like a Theo Von special, dude.
I don't think it was Theo Von, though. I think it might have been on Theo Von's podcast. Did I? Voncast? That's what we call it.
The Voncast.
So, yeah, what are you doing listening to this podcast? Go listen to Theo Von, dude. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
Get out of here. Go listen to a real podcast.
I know one person who took your advice. Jace.
Jace likes the Theo Von.
He's listening to Theo Von, not us.
Good man. Oh, the podcast he's been on.
Yeah, the podcast he's kind of a part of.
I guess we should invite Golden back, though, too. He lives here now.
He's in town.
Freaking guy.
We stopped doing them for a while, like the whole time he's been in town.
Yeah, we're the worst. What time we got?
32 minutes.
32 minutes. Dang, bro. These take forever.
Yeah, this one's dragging on, bro. Holy cow.
I don't know. You can say all you want about how Israel didn't have a right to take their land. I disagree, but the argument's been made. Okay, fine. But what do we do about it now?
It's been 70 years.
We throw them out. We kill them all. You know, I know people who've had that idea before. If your idea to make right the conquest in the past is all right. Sorry, folks. If your idea of fixing conquest in the past is displacing innocent people in the present, how are you any better?
Those most people in the present aren't innocent. They're the recipients of ancestral crime.
Sure. Most of these empires have moral justification for what they do. Britain, it was, we need to civilize these savages, which they did a lot of. We just talked about how they civilized a lot of savages. There's not been an empire in the past that hasn't used moral justification for their imperialist.
Including the United States.
Yeah. And so, you might have tons of moral justification. If you're anti-imperialist, should you move on Israel in an imperial fashion to fix the wrongs of the past? Or do we encourage Hamas to take the two-state solution that's been offered and move on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you hear what Joe Biden said about it?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it depressing me.
You want to hear it? I got an exact quote.
Oh, dude, no, what he actually said, he goes, she goes, can I ask you about Israel? When he was test driving that truck or whatever. Can I ask you about Israel because of how important it is? Only if you want to get run over.
Oh, he's the best. The guy's the best.
Hey, bro, just remember, at least there are no mean tweets today, bro.
Yep. You're right. No mean tweets and zero show of strength.
Wouldn't want that.
Nope.
Wouldn't want somebody with some flaws doing good things for the United States.
Mm-hmm. No. Nope.
Is he going to live, bro? You think?
Biden?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought he only had 6 months in there, but I might have been wrong. I don't think it's been 6 months yet, though. It hasn't. He's going to have an accident.
Dude, I just don't see. I don't imagine someone in Trump's family allowing Donald Trump to continue to run the country in the same mental state that Joe Biden is in.
I can't figure that out either.
Dude, it's like, where's his family at? Would you let Dad run the country and as a bumbling idiot picking dandelions on the freaking White House lawn? Did you see that video?
Yeah.
It was like, this guy doesn't know where he's at half the time. What are we doing?
Yeah.
He says stuff like, oh, I can't. I'm going to say one more thing, but I'm going to get in trouble for it. Who's going to get you in trouble, Mr. President, leader of the free world? What are you talking about? If you have to have handlers, you shouldn't be the president.
That's a bold rule of thumb, but very true.
I mean, I don't know. I just know that every time I watch a video of Mitt Romney getting booed off stage, it makes me oh so happy.
Shocking.
I know some of our listeners like Mitt Romney, but they happen to be Democrats, so.
Yep, that's true.
Congratulations, Mitt. Your biggest fans are in the party that's against you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He'll get reelected, though.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. It'll be frustrating as heck, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I've never seen this kind of hatred for the incumbent senator. Like, as far as when I went up to protest against Orrin Hatch it was love for that man. It was, how dare you come into our state and try and change our politics from the outside. Even though I was from here. But I've never seen an entire room full of Republicans boo Orrin Hatch off stage, bro. It's a little bit different this time. I could easily see him losing re-election. I'd be surprised if he ran. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he retired, because the Republican establishment will be like, look, man, we need to win this next election, so we need you to step down so that we can run somebody who will do as we tell them and not lose the election. So
retire with dignity.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, maybe he'll handpick his successor. Maybe it'll be Josh Romney, because I'm sure he's a brilliant politician. Machiavellian.
Yeah, I'm positive you're right. You should run, bro.
No, there's no way I'd win a Republican.
Yeah, no chance.
Because I won't lie to him, Mitt's willing to lie about what he feels, I guarantee before election, if you had asked Mitt, hey, Mitt, are you willing to stand up to a Republican president if you disagree with the tweets he's saying? He'd have said no. Oh, no, I would never. But I'm not willing to say, oh, yeah, I think drugs should be illegal before I run. Or I'm not willing to say, oh, yeah, you're right, the state should control who we marry and should be all up in our business and giving us pieces of paper that says we're allowed to live with our wives and control our own children.
Yeah.
Or, oh, yeah, the state shouldn't have or the state should have the power to come into your home and take your children on a neighbor dropping a dime on you, or because a doctor says you're unfit to be a parent. I'm not willing to say those things to the people, and I'm also not willing to keep my mouth shut about it. That's probably my biggest problem. I know a lot of guys who feel the same way I do. They just don't talk about it. Which is
They're
fine.
like, oh, we don't hit the hot button issues that will make you mad. We just talk about the ones you can get behind.
Fine, they probably did a lot of good because they got elected by doing that, but I don't know.
You can't force yourself.
Yeah, and then they retire. They get replaced with morons. It just,
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal.
Well, here in the future, we need to get some of those podcast stands that I sent you on the internet.
Yeah, like the world's smallest black man trying to give us a hug.
What?
Did you see Theo Vaughn on The Fighter and the Kid?
No!
They've got these black mic stands. He's like, dude, this mic stand is crazy. He's like, it's like the world's skinniest black man trying to give me a hug.
Oh. Son of a gun, dude.
Let's get some mic stands. Maybe a camera, because we're so handsome. People should see our faces.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week, folks.
Yep.
This is Dan I Radio.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm Shadow.
Oh, and I'm Rock Dog.
We are out of practice.
I can't believe you forgot that.
Oh, dope.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.
Anything else?
Tell a friend. Hit the like button. Leave a comment about why you hate our guts. We don't care.
Get in the comments.
Just interact.
Actually, it'd be dope if you'd get in there and be all, we love Palestine.
Yeah.
We love Hamas.
Yeah. Tell us why Palestine is morally gigantic compared to the
Well, and the people in our
Israelis.
comments are like talking about how much they like Palestine. That's dope for our YouTube algorithm. We'll get out to more people that way, I think.
Also, if, and then, unfortunately, you have to explain why you're not anti-Semitic, because you're a pro-Jewish genocide regime. So, but I digress.
Yes, you do. Alrighty, folks. Have a great week and God bless.
Yep.